Interesting psychological facts about love, men, psychology, and human behavior. Men are more likely to express love through actions rather than words. If he's fixing things around the house, he's basically saying, "I love you." According to research, men who sleep less than 5 hours a night are more likely to experience a drop in testosterone levels. Translation: lack of sleep equals lower energy and mood swings. Here's a shocker. Men are more likely to fall in love at first sight. Their brains are hardwired to assess a potential partner within seconds. Yes, seconds. Psychology says that when men feel intense attraction, it actually triggers the same part of the brain that responds to cocaine. Yes, you heard that right. Love, or let's say lust, is literally a drug. Ever noticed how men often shy away from asking for help? Blame it on the amygdala, responsible for fear and aggression. It's just a tad bigger in men, making them more likely to tough it out. According to research, men who are in love will naturally lower their tone when talking to the person they're attracted to. Subconscious flirtation. Check. Did you know? The male brain is 10% larger than the female brain, but that doesn't mean they're smarter. It's just like having a bigger car engine. It doesn't guarantee better performance. Psychology says men process emotions differently. When they say they're fine, they might just be running their feelings through a logical filter first. Speaking of intimacy, men are biologically driven to seek it as a way to strengthen emotional bonds. It's not just physical, it's about connection. Ever wondered why men can seem like they're zoning out? It's not you, it's them. The male brain actually has a rest state, where it doesn't focus on anything specific. Psychology reveals that men are less likely to pick up on subtle emotional cues. So if he's missing hints, it's not ignorance, it's biology. Here's one for the ages. Men are wired to be more competitive thanks to higher levels of testosterone. It's all about survival of the fittest, even in modern times. Men tend to remember facts and figures better, while women excel at recalling faces and names. Blame it on the hippocampus, the memory center of the brain. Psychology says men tend to prioritize logic over emotion when making decisions. It's not that they don't feel, it's just that they process differently. Speaking of processing, men's brains are more compartmentalized, meaning they're better at focusing on one task at a time. Multitasking, not so much. Here's something surprising. Men who are stressed are more likely to crave physical intimacy. It's their brain's way of seeking comfort and connection. Psychology says men are visual creatures. They're more likely to remember something they've seen over something they've heard. Men are more likely to take risks, especially when trying to impress someone. Thank evolution for that one. It's all about showing off. According to research, men who regularly exercise have better mental health. Physical activity boosts endorphins, making them less likely to experience anxiety or depression. Men's brains are wired to protect. It's why they might instinctively walk on the side closest to traffic or feel the need to fix problems. Here's a curious fact. Men's pupils dilate when they see someone they're attracted to. It's an unconscious reaction that reveals their interest. Men are more likely to bond over shared activities, whether it's sports, video games, or just hanging out. It's not just fun. It's how they connect. Psychology says men are more likely to mask their emotions, especially sadness, as it's often seen as a sign of weakness. But that doesn't mean they don't feel deeply. Men's brains age slower than women's, especially in areas related to memory and spatial skills. So if he remembers where you parked the car, give him some credit. Ever noticed how men often don't notice subtle changes? Blame it on their brain's preference for big-picture thinking rather than details. According to research, men are more likely to stay silent during conflicts, preferring to process their thoughts before speaking. It's not avoidance, it's strategy. Psychology says that men experience emotional pain longer than women, even if they don't show it. It lingers in their mind, replaying like a broken record. Men's brains are more oriented towards action, making them more likely to solve problems by doing rather than talking. It's their way of dealing with stress. Men are more likely to be night owls, thanks to their circadian rhythms, which tend to be slightly longer than 24 hours. Psychology says that men are more likely to forgive but not forget. They'll move on, but they won't lose the lesson. Men are more susceptible to heart disease, especially when they bottle up stress. It's a reminder that emotional health is just as important as physical health. According to research, men are more likely to experience a midlife crisis. It's their brain's way of grappling with the passage of time. Men's brains are less active during REM sleep, which is why they're less likely to remember their dreams. It's all part of how they recharge. Psychology says men are more likely to take on leadership roles, driven by a combination of ambition and social conditioning, but that doesn't mean they don't feel the pressure. According to research, men are more likely to crave solitude when they're overwhelmed. It's not about pushing people away, it's about recharging their mental batteries. Psychology says that men tend to be more solution-focused in conversations. When they hear a problem, their instinct is to fix it, not just listen. It's their way of showing they care. Men are more likely to value loyalty above all in relationships. Once trust is broken, it's tough for them to rebuild that connection. Men think about more often than women. A study found that men think about around 19 times per day on average, while women think about it around 10 times. That's nearly double the mental bandwidth dedicated to steamy thoughts. Men's brains are more stimulated by humor. A good laugh isn't just entertaining, it's a way to bond and break down barriers. Finally, men are more likely to fall apart quietly. They might not show it, but beneath that tough exterior, there's a whole world of emotions waiting to be understood. If you find this video informative, please take a moment to share it with your friends and family. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you have made it this far, comment below with the word 100% to confirm that you have received the knowledge from this video. For more interesting topics like this, also make sure you watch the recommended video that you see on the screen right now. Until next time, stay safe and awesome. Thanks for watching.